my sweet spot is just teaching doctors who are currently owner operators to turn their job into a business while they're in build phase, so that when they get to scale, if they choose to get to scale or exit, they're gonna now sell an asset, and people don't want your job, but they will absolutely compete to buy a very profitable business.
Hey, Smart Chiropractors. Welcome to Interviews by the Smart Chiropractor. I'm Dr. Jeff Langmaid here with my co-host, Dr. Jason Deitch. Today, we have the opportunity to sit down and chat overseas with a long-term friend, an awesome chiropractor, and a fantastic coach helping tons of docs reach new levels of success, Dr. Sebastian Bonnin. Sebastian, thanks for coming on and chatting with us today.
Yeah, live and direct from the Puerto Rico island of the enchantment. What's up, guys? How you doing? Good to see you as always. Jason, what's up, brother?
It is great to see you. Thanks for taking some time and coming on. I want to get into a lot about the coaching that you're doing. But before we get there, let's peel things back a little bit, because I know the last few years where you've been in Puerto Rico have been super challenging as a chiro. Maybe set the stage a little bit with what have you personally been experiencing in your own journey? Then we can get into all the help that you're offering others.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in practice. I graduated in 2001, and it's just been an amazing journey. Just really of impact, influence, and just seeing chiropractic grow in Puerto Rico has been a true blessing. So to the point where there's even a school now in Puerto Rico. So, you know, it's happened. There's a lot of momentum happened. But all that was killed on 2017 when, Hurricane Maria, so many of you already know, just devastated Puerto Rico. So personally, not many physical damages were experienced. Nothing happened to my house. I have a beach house in the south part of the island, the boat. That's all good. Maybe the dock, it was completely destroyed, but whatever. That was minimal. I'll tell you what truly happened. I mean, we're averaging, Jeff, like we're literally going to have our best year ever. So just imagine 16 years and 16 years in practice, and you're about to have a best year ever, 16 years after. And, averaging 100, 120 a month, all the time, bro. That month that hurricane came, that was, I think we did like $5,000, and it was because, I don't know, some checks came in that we weren't even expecting, literally. So I'm like, all right, whatever, it's going to get fixed in 2 weeks. We're all cash. So, everybody has prepaid. So everybody's going to come back. Nothing happened in 2 weeks, a month, or 3 months, literally. And, you prepare yourself and you have your rainy day fund, or as we call it in the remarkable practice, the peace of mind fund. And usually you prepare for 3 to 6 months top, right? You never prepare for a year and a half of funds saved, because that's what it took to bounce back and see 3 hurricane numbers. Now, it was the toughest time of my life, but as you know, at the other side of their greatest fear is also the greatest love and the greatest accomplishments and the greatest blessings, right? So I remember the day I was just going mad to bed. You know how that moment before you go to bed and when you wake up, those are like key moments, like to mentally be like connected, right, to the universal flow. I remember going angry. I'm like, why am I angry? And it dawned on me, it's like, of course, it doesn't matter how much morning preparation I do and meditation and visualization I've been doing all these years. All nature is broken. Everything is dead, broken, down, dirty, disorganized. Everybody is like, you see long lines everywhere, traffic jams, the whole feedback on your environment is attacked. It's like fear, brokenness, you're in sympathetics. So chiropractic thrives in every economy. except the catastrophe economy. The catastrophe economy, Jason, I've never been through that. What's a catastrophe economy? Well, nobody gives a shit about health, bro. Like food, water, shelter, diesel. That's it. That's it. And money. 8-hour lines to get cash from bank. I'm like, what? Food, money, food, water, shelter, diesel. The guy, the number one pacemaker seller in Puerto Rico was my neighbor. He invited me to lunch. He said, hey, bro, how are you? I'm like, horrible, bro. How are you? You must be like freaking amazing because people must be dying by the hour, right? And it's like, don't. I have not sold one pacemaker. How many you sold or implemented in a day, in a I don't know, in a month? He's like, in a month, bro, in a day. I'm the number one seller guy, blah, 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 blah. Nothing. The patients start calling the cardiologist saying, if I don't get the open heart surgery, will I live at least 3 more months? Yes. Okay. See you in 3 months. Psh, like that. So even medicine, medical doctors, right? The whole entire healthcare, including the mechanistic paradigm, was shut down. That was tough, bro, because you really needed to get creative and you really needed to redesign. Man, positive thinking, dude, you needed like, honestly, angels to come down and lift you up. That's what I needed. Yet they were all around me. I remember, having Dr. Steven Franson. I 6 months before that, we were working together to scale chiropractic in Puerto Rico. So that, of course, came to a stop. Yet, I remember him inviting me to a UIC seminar. And he said, you got to come to the UIC. I'm like, bro, listen, I cannot believe I'm going to tell you this because I've never said this, but I can't afford to go to anywhere right now. I need to really be very careful where I put every cent right now. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, you got to come. Long story short, I totally pushed myself, stretched myself, went, and that's where I met my key relationships that helped me in that year and a half. Check this out, man. I not only grew, I scaled. That's when I realized my light vision. I had all of the sudden, not one office, 3 offices, one in Puerto Rico, one in South Carolina, and another one in North Carolina. Because I'm like, all my eggs are in one basket. I need offices in other markets. And that happened within that year, in my worst possible moments. I met Jeff. I met Joe Esposito. I met key people that today are the ones that are just catapulting me into levels I've never even imagined. So I've been at my best, then at my worst. And now, man, I just feel so blessed and helping other chiropractors, of course, get the shit together, basically, so that they can help more people and have more fun.
So it was the storm, then it was the pandemic. And over those years, after 16 years in practice, going through the ringer as bad as anybody can kind of professionally want it, let alone personally and economically, you've now transitioned into basically being a coach, a guide, a guru, as someone to really help chiropractors thrive by keeping them accountable and really showing them the directions of the specific things to do and then keeping them accountable to doing it. What do you do now? Tell us about your coaching. What makes your coaching unique and different? What kind of person is most appropriate for your coaching? What are you up to these days?
Yep. First of all, it's not my coaching, it's the remarkable practice. The founder was Dr. Steven Franson. Because he was with me throughout those years, he's like, bro, I want you on my team. Like, he just fell in love with how I just dealt with the whole situation, the character, the resiliency. He was like, man, listen, I want you on my team. I want you on board. Please help me, help other chiros. And I'm like, of course. And I was already coaching Spanish-speaking doctors, especially from Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Spain. So I've been coaching now for almost 11 years. But of course, I came to a stop, all the traveling, right? So that's when then Steven invited me to come on board. And I'm like, of course, 100%. So I've just been helping doctors, Jeff and Jason, who are in their build phase of their career or build season of their careers and their scale season of their career. So there's basically 4 seasons, right? Launch, where that's basically the first year. Then build, where you're building your practice. And usually people are building a job and not a business throughout that build phase. So they just stay in that mode. They never get to then the next level, which was scale, which is how you can then leverage, other people, technology, systems to increase your impact. So you can deliver more value, you can capture more value, but without needing your presence, right? Without requiring your brute force. So that would be the scale season. And all this is the perfect ramp to eventually sell an asset that you've built, which is then the exit. And usually, this, they usually are exiting not gracefully and profitably, but more like, all right, how much are you doing? 1 million? All right, well, I'm going to give you 400,000 for that, right? The most 500,000 versus 1 to 1.5 to 3 times, EBITDA, because you built an asset. You've done it right. So we're teaching, my sweet spot is just teaching doctors who are currently owner operators to turn their job into a business while they're in build phase, so that when they get to scale, if they choose to get to scale or exit, they're gonna now sell an asset, and people don't want your job, but they will absolutely compete to buy a very profitable business. So that's what I'm doing. My sweet spot is in build and scale doctors. And that's what we've been doing. I have I have a diagram here I can share. Can I share a diagram with you guys?
Yes.
So for example, if we're talking about build doctors who are watching this right now, in the center of these 3 circles is LFWC, which what we call is Lifetime Family Wellness Chiropractic, right? That's our vision, what we want to create ultimate lifetime, because our best results we achieve through, long-term family, because what use is for me to help you, Jeff, and then you go back to your home and then it's a war zone with your wife and your kids, right? Doesn't make any sense. Wellness for taking care not only because you're symptomatic, but also taking care of yourself while you are well, and to continue to get back into being well again, how you're designed to be. And chiropractic, we definitely believe on its subluxation and correction of cost-centered care. So that's the vision. Now, to create that, every chiropractic practice has 3 gears. The way we explain it is like 3 gears are working together. Okay. Usually, it's like, all right, I'm really good at marketing, and that plate is spinning, but my conversions are not that good, and retention is like, illusionary. Like, right? They think they have good retention, like I did. I thought I had great retention, and I had horrible retention when I started measuring what we call the R4 rate. So attraction, conversion, retention. And if I put a circle around all this, I will put a circle, and that will be team building. So those are the 4 gears. I'm not going to go into team building now. Let's just focus on this attraction, conversion, retention, because in attraction, it's marketing. And many doctors only rely on internal referrals. But that's challenging because usually they have low volume. Internal referrals are not that high and not enough to create a positive net momentum. So there's 3 streams of new patients. We have internal, but we also have external and digital. When we say internal, it's not only organic referrals, it's also systems driven, your process driven referrals, that the process that the patient goes through just automatically is designed to produce internal referrals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's internal. External is patient dinners, corporate talks, things you do outside. Which, by the way, I'm really good at doing patient dinners and closing more than 80% of those. So if anybody needs help with that, give me a, schedule. There's a link there that I think Jeff and Jason are going to put. You can schedule a call with me. And the third is digital, which, by the way, you guys are doing a great job at, because digital is not only SEO, it's not only paying this lead generation company to send you unqualified patients to your office, it's also your email marketing strategies, what you're doing, what they're receiving in a very intentional, strategic, tactical way. And I'll tell you, when you guys are killing in that space, I just got to recognize you with you guys. So that's the three main sources of attraction. If you have all three engaged, you're enjoying an abundance of new patients, and you're basically going like this uphill. You're not stagnant or going down. Now, attraction is a reflection of your certainty. So if attraction is a reflection of your certainty, and your attraction is not as you wanted it to be, my question is, how's your certainty? And there are specific things that we do to increase that certainty. So that's attraction. Second thing is conversion. So conversion is a reflection of your conviction. How convicted you are in what you're doing. And there's three things that affect your conversion, three things that must be in place to make sure that your conversions are top of the line. First thing is the empathetic connection and direction, which, by the way, is one of the things I love about the TRP systems. The TRP systems are non-personality dependent. Usually, what happens? This amazing chiropractor with this extroverted personality, super flamboyant, like firecracker. Listen, they can perform any type of thing and people will convert. But that's like less than 1% of the chiros out there. The majority, they're like, more maybe introspective and more, more reserved, more quiet. So the systems in your office need to be dependent not on personality, but based on whether or not you can create a strong empathetic connection. So it's your scripting design to create massive connection. So then you can give direction, which is all about day one. Then the day two is the report of findings, where you agree. And we have a conversion formula of the 4 agreements. Agreeing on the problem, on the goal, the path, and the plan, which then takes you to finances and how you can structure your care plans and your finances so that they feel like literally you're like, oh my God, this is such a great deal. So if attraction is a reflection of your certainty and conversion of your conviction, then retention is a reflection of your clarity. Not only the doctor's clarity, but the team's clarity, and the patient's clarity. And clarity around what? Clarity around your product. And I'm going to tell you that your product is not chiropractic adjustments. Which brings me to the 3 things that are going to be affecting your retention, which is your table talk, your continuum education, your progress exams and reports, and re-exams. And this is one of the main things that chiropractors are really dropping the ball. Weak progress exams, weak progress reports, they don't give the importance to those R4 exams. And because they have not done the homework during the table talk, and they're not doing what we call the Better Results Faster workshops, well, instead of, there's this 1,000 push-ups that you have to do in 4 months. So instead of doing 10 push-ups in every visit with them, so that when you reach at the end of that first care plan, you're like celebrating and just doing 10 more push-ups and then continuing. It's just like, yeah, of course I'm going to continue to the next phase of care or whatever it is your recommendations. Well, usually chiros, because they don't do the table talk, they don't have this email strategy campaign implemented that the patients are receiving on a consistent, very timely, efficient way. These communications, key communications, that is like watering that seed, watering that plant. 10 push-ups a day so that you don't have to do 1,000 push-ups on that reevaluation and you don't feel that you have to sell care again. Man, if you feel that you have to sell your care, you're not doing this thing right. You're not. You may be lacking systems. You may be lacking technology. You may be lacking the right team. I don't know what it is for you. But what we do know is that the technology exists. By the way, you guys bring into the marketplace a super strong, powerful technology. Basically, you're actually helping me not only on the attraction part, but dude, freaking reactivations and retention. Are you kidding me? I don't know about you or how many of you are watching this video, but if we all get patients who discontinue care at the end of the month, we all get it, okay? And the bigger your practice, the more they discontinue at the end of the month. Now, that's, I'm not gonna say that's not a problem, it's a huge problem, but it's just part of it. It's just part of what it is. It's like everybody staying in your practice, that's a really unrealistic expectation. So there's people who are going to drop off, but that doesn't matter if you're reactivating and you're, what's the word? You're compensating the discontinues with the reactivations.
You know, Seb, one of the things that Stephen Pranson talks about, I know you've talked about it as well, is the idea of net momentum new patients.
Yep.
The idea that most chiropractors focus on just getting new ones, but they forget if there's no bottom of the bucket that you're pouring people into, then you're always addicted to new ones. And that the real formula that chiropractors should be paying attention to is how many new ones come in, but how many of your people leave in order to know that net number of new people that stick around. And hopefully that's a positive number. Can you elaborate on that as we just have, I know, a few minutes left, but just to make sure people are getting the real importance of this whole reactivation concept is that everybody's focused on putting water into the bucket, but if there's no bottom, then all you're needing more water. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just think about whoever's watching right now, you guys do say, think about some business that you used to buy consistently before that you stopped buying from, and which of those business continually communicates with you by either email or direct mail or a text message. Even though you're not going to that business, they're still your people. They're still, your go-to person for whatever service they once gave you, right? Think about it. Which of them that you're not receiving anything, and which of them you are, and if it makes a difference of how quickly you came back to them, it does create a difference. Because when we started implementing emailing reactivation campaigns, what you guys are doing, we doubled our reactivations. I mean, literally doubled our reactivations. Now, if I double my reactivations, well, if I was reactivating only 3 and now I'm reactivating 6, I double my reactivations, but still 6 doesn't offset the number of discontinues. So my net momentum is negative. So we needed better reactivation campaigns. And I just want to recognize you guys because you guys are really doing a great job there. I mean, that's such a huge gap in the profession, man, retention and reactivation. And I just want to thank you for what you guys are doing because it is a game changer. It is a game changer. So anybody watching, if you guys want to continue this conversation, I think Jeff and Jay are gonna put the link to my calendar so you can schedule a complimentary call and see what we can come up with. And yes, I'm gonna sell you into the coaching program because I know you're gonna do better, basically. So there's no hidden agenda there. It's like bluntly, I'll tell you, but I can tell you that has been a game changer for me. You either want to play this game as an amateur or a pro, and every pro has their coach. Somebody that is going to hold them accountable, making sure that you stay consistent, taking action. Man, that's just invaluable. So yeah, guys, that's it. I don't know. I don't have anything else. You guys have a question or you guys are getting it with this, patient pilot chiropractor. Dude.
You've been an awesome guest. We are up against the clock. I'm going to encourage everybody listening and watching. Sebastian, thank you so much for going through what you did within the systems within the Remarkable Practice and how you teach. If you are a doc listening or watching and you are in launch looking towards build, or definitely if you're in build and scale, I'm going to encourage you, hit the link down below, schedule a call with Sebastian. Accountability is what's going to take you to the next level. You just got a little teaser. Sebastian, you did an awesome job and really opened my eyes to some of this as well. Really understanding that systems and processes are what drive results. Accountability is what helps guide you there as quickly and as effectively as possible. Sebastian is one of the fantastic coaches at TRP. Jason and I are happy to call him a friend on top of a colleague. So Sebastian, thanks so much for coming on. Docs listening and watching, click the link down below, schedule a call with Sebastian, see how you can fast track your performance, get accountability, and utilize proven systems for success. And on behalf of Sebastian, Jason, and our entire team, we'll be back next week for another episode. Have an awesome week, and thank you for being a chiropractor. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video on The Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.